Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you've ever spent literally hours meticulously adjusting keyframes, waiting on those agonizing render times, or just pulling your hair out over complex animation curves, well, you definitely know the traditional motion design grind. It's rough, but today we're looking at a completely revolutionary workflow, one that totally bypasses all those headaches by teaming up the incredible generative power of AI with dynamic video editing. Okay, let's dive into this.
Our source material today is entirely centered around this awesome premise. I used Claude AI to make motion graphics in CapCut. Here's how. And let me tell you, this isn't just some neat little party trick. It is a massive, fundamental paradigm shift, especially for solo creators. We're finally moving away from needing years of specialized training or those incredibly unwieldy, expensive software suites. Instead, the author shows us how to bridge that technical gap by treating an advanced language model, Claude AI, as basically an automated design partner before finalizing everything right there in CapCut.
So part one, automating motion graphics. We're talking about a complete night and day shift from manual keyframing over to intelligent generation. You know, automation in this specific context actually means bypassing the traditional graphical user interface altogether. We aren't dragging shapes across the screen anymore, right? Instead, we're using an AI language model to generate the actual underlying mathematical coordinates, the vector paths, or the animation scripts that make up a graphic. You essentially step into the role of a director. You feed the AI specific parameters, and it outputs the literal code, stuff like SVG paths or HTML5 canvas instructions that form your motion graphic. So the crucial point is that you're no longer pushing pixels around, you are managing intelligent generation.
Moving on to part two, the Claude and CapCut stack. This is where we combine an incredibly advanced AI model with a super popular video editor to unlock some serious new capabilities. Let's break down how this partnership actually works in practice. And this brilliantly illustrates the division of labor between the two tools. See, Claude AI acts as the generator engine. Instead of drawing, it computes. When you prompt it correctly, Claude can write executable code. Think along the lines of a Python script using the Manim animation library, or a completely self-contained HTML file with CSS animations built right in. It creates the raw, functioning animation file. Then, CapCut serves as your editing canvas. It's the environment where that raw, generated output gets ingested, layered, and synthesized straight into your actual video timeline. So you're using Claude to code the visual logic and CapCut to composite the whole thing into your final product. Pretty brilliant, right?
All right, part three, the here's how process. Let's move to and see how this builds into a highly practical, repeatable workflow.
Here is the actual step-by-step conceptual methodology. Step one is Claude AI generation. This is where the magic really happens, through precise prompting. You don't just go in and ask Claude for a cool graphic. No, you prompt it to write an HTML file containing a canvas animation specifying exactly what you need. For instance, you could ask for a pulsing lower third with a neon glow set against a pure, bright green background. Okay, then step two is motion graphics creation. You literally just take that code from Claude, paste it into a simple text editor, save it as an HTML file, and open it up in your web browser. Boom! Suddenly, you've got a flawless, running animation. What you do next is simply screen record that browser window. Finally, we hit step three, CapCut integration. You take that screen recording, drop it right into your CapCut timeline as an overlay, and then use the chroma key tool to completely knock out that pure green background. With the green keyed out, your AI-generated animation sits perfectly transparent over your main footage. From there, you can adjust blending modes, scale it, position it, whatever you need to seamlessly integrate the whole shebang.
Now, understanding this workflow is absolutely crucial because it dramatically reshapes the entire economy of content creation. Think about it, a custom lower third, or a really complex animated data visualization that might typically take a solo creator 4 hours of tedious manual keyframing, yeah, that can now be generated, recorded, and keyed in about 10 minutes flat. 10 minutes! By adopting this automated workflow, you are literally freeing yourself from a massive technical bottleneck. You get to spend way less time wrestling with animation software and far more time focusing on what actually matters: pacing, storytelling, and the core message of your content.
The gap between your raw imagination and a polished final visual has honestly never been shorter. The tools are incredibly accessible right now, and the workflow is totally proven. So the question I want to leave you with is, how will you automate your next project? Are you going to stick to the old manual grind, or will you leverage this Claude and CapCut stack to totally